Well, it's the last week before the international break, so that's unfortunate. But we've got some football for you. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Brad supports Chelsea. Sean supports Tottenham. What's up, boys? Hello. Are you guys...
Wait. We're already back on an international break. Didn't we just have a whole summer of international break?
Yes.
I hate this.
That was the Women's World Cup.
This is the... That's all we're saying about the Women's World Cup. This is the worst international break. It's the worst one of the entire year. It's the worst one of the entire year.
When you get your wheels spinning into the season and you feel like you got it, and then boom, 2 weeks off.
You got a little taste of football. You got like some league action going on. You got both the cups to look forward to, and then you got like the League Cup and the FA Cup coming up, and both your teams are alive in all those competitions. You got a lot of vigor.
All of our teams are alive in that competition.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
At time of recording, at the time where we recorded this.
Oh, this is really funny because of when we're recording this, it could be true that Chelsea are out too. That would be really funny.
We haven't even said that Tottenham is out yet.
So has no one really thought about how much these guys have played, and maybe
they don't care.
This is just a really meaningless international break, and we could just truly give them 2 weeks off.
They do not care. They don't care.
There's dollar signs to be made.
On the men's side, especially, there's nothing coming up. Are they doing qualifiers for the Euro?
Probably.
Is that if they're doing that, then I guess there's something meaningful. But geez, man, what are we doing? Give these guys a break.
They don't care.
Yeah, it's qualifying.
Oh my gosh. It never ends for these poor guys.
Nope, no. If you're at the top of football, it does not.
I mean, maybe the thought process is this generation of footballers will get run into the ground and it won't matter because the next generation of footballers will have bionic ACLs and they'll never get injured. But they're just going to kill this generation of footballers.
They literally play every 3 days.
I see why.
Break.
I see why Messi walks all the time on the field. I get it.
Yeah, I mean he needs to.
He's just tired.
I mean, he also doesn't play defense. He hasn't played defense in 10 years. But maybe that's why he's still at the top of his game. Okay. Exactly. Okay, yeah. So stupid international break coming up. We'll still be here. So you'll definitely want to check back next week. And the way that you do that, the way that you get notified is hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell, join our Discord. It's in the comments of this video or the description, excuse me. You also have a few days left now to fill out your sheets of integrity. That's the top.
You have 2 days left.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. Friday and
2
Saturday.
days left.
I guess
this video coming out.
Yeah, whatever. So get those in before Saturday at 11:59 Eastern time. Podcast people, follow, rate, review, 5-star, all that good stuff. Or Sean will be mildly inconvenienced by stubbing his toe or something. Who knows? Which I think we discovered like a year and a half ago that stubbing your toe is way more than a mild inconvenience.
Yes.
Very, very huge inconvenience.
You could get a turf toe.
I think also more than a mild inconvenience.
Oh, yeah. Way more.
Okay, so check out below. We got the match week 4 games rolling through for you. They just reset, so you'll be able to see what's coming. But a couple shout outs. Brad wasn't here last week for us to talk about our Everton Wolves relegation six pointer. So he wants to really talk about this Sheffield Everton relegation 9-pointer this week coming up.
We needed the counter.
No, we've got it. It's counted.
I can count by threes. When you pulled out something that ended with 7 last year, a prime number, I knew that you couldn't count by threes anyway, so it didn't matter.
147 is still divisible by 3.
You gonna
You
do it
trying to do
right
the
now?
math in your head? Trying to do the math in your head?
No.
It's 49.
Anyways,
Sorry, just had to put that out there.
You pulled out I don't know what number it was, but when you pulled out a prime number, I knew you could not do math.
Hold on. My next question is, Brad, why do you just know that 147 is divisible by 3?
Because 1 + 4 + 7 is 12, and if the numbers together is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3.
You're doing this turtle math through elementary school because you're a girl, huh?
Interesting.
You're doing this new math.
Wait, time out. You're not teaching.
It's an old trick.
They're not teaching division in first grade, bro.
And my girl teaches high school history, so.
Anyway, so tell us about.
Yeah, we are in the weeds.
Tell us about.
We went through the forest.
That's all your fault, Brad.
Tell us about Sheffield Everton, Brad.
Guys, somebody is scoring points. This is the relegation 9-pointer that somebody will have at least 1 point at the end of the game. Very, very exciting times, guys.
I guess that's factually accurate.
Both on 0 points. They played 3 games. They both given up 6 goals. Sheffield has a goal scored.
Yeah, I'm more intrigued at this game if Everton will score. I'm less concerned about whether or not they'll get a point. Like, will they be able to put the ball in the back of the net? Will Jordan Pickford get hit for like 17 goals like he's been recently?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting point when both teams are still on 0 points.
I was just thinking, my entire angle of this entire game, since we are heading into an international break, why James isn't rooting for Sheffield? Because clearly there's going to take some act of God to get Ramsdale into the English net and Pickford out of it.
I mean, okay, so you're just talking from like get Ramsdale.
You got to come, you got to come at it from different angles. Okay. You got to come in from like if Everton stink, then Ramsdale can get some run.
Okay, but you're also assuming that Gareth Southgate is a reasonable person. And you know what's going to be funny is Gareth Southgate is still going to pick Harry Maguire this international break. He's going to take Harry Maguire. He's going to captain. Harry Maguire is going to be his captain. And Harry Maguire will have not played a competitive football match in like 9 months. So like Gareth Southgate is not a serious person.
So you're not seeing this as the last opportunity that Ramsdale can get some serious run as the England one.
I mean, Pickford, for some reason, Gareth Southgate loves Jordan Pickford. It's foolhardy. He's obviously Jordan Pickford 3 years ago might have been the best English goalkeeper, but he's not. He's like the third best right now, if that. Ramsdale and Pope are both. Well, yeah. I wasn't even counting. I wasn't counting Dean Henderson because Dean Henderson is like the greatest goalkeeper who's ever existed, according to you, Sean. But Aaron Ramsdale,
according to one pundit.
Yeah, but is that? are we pundits now?
No, we are pundits. We're pundits.
We've made the leap, guys. We are pundits.
Hey, maybe we should renegotiate our contracts. Well, let's go to the CFO and renegotiate our contracts. Now that we're pundits,
I think so.
I'll lead those.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I don't want to lead those conversations. You guys, I'll just.
I got it. I got it.
Appreciate it. No, there's nothing to say about this game, Brad. You wanted to talk about it because you're a troll. But this is
I wanted to talk about it because it's 0 points on 0 points.
This is a nothing burger.
Probably. It's probably going to be this would be our old school game of the week. Let us know what y'all think about it.
This actually might be a competitive game just because it's a dumpster fire. But I am staying far away from that game.
The only comment I have on this game is Sheffield has more quickly than I could have ever imagined, replaced Norwich in my mind of most hated bounce up, bounce down team.
Oh, wow.
I never want to see the Blades ever. In fact, I don't want to see the Blades even logo ever again. So much so that I have been driven to root for Sheffield Wednesday, their most hated rival in the championship.
Wow.
That's my new championship team because F them Blades. I don't want them anywhere near Premier League football anytime ever again. Last time you came up here, you broke a record for least points scored.
Earliest relegated team of all time, I think.
Was it lowest points? Those points still Derby County.
I don't care. Get away from the Premier League. Get out of here.
Norwich can't come up yet because Fulham hasn't gone down, so Norwich can't come up yet.
I'm just over it. At least Fulham play interesting ball. Norwich don't. Sheffield don't. I want them out of here.
You know who do play interesting ball, and they weren't promoted this summer, but they were promoted last summer. It's Nottingham Forest. They've been playing exceptionally well the start of this season.
You can win a handful of games if you have a player that scores within the first 5 minutes every game you play.
And they've got. Have you seen their goalkeeper? Their goalkeeper is a baller.
Is former Arsenal player?
Oh yeah, no, he's America's number one, bro.
He's Captain America.
Dean Henderson.
He's Captain America.
Yes.
He's the U.S. men's national team number one goalkeeper, Matt Turner.
He's getting blasted this week.
Not a chance.
Oh, not a chance.
Big chance. It's another 3-0.
Okay, so I asked you this question in our review of Match Week 3. If you want to hear Brad's detailed answer I asked him what kind of confidence he gathered or what he took away from the Luton Town result. I think this is a much sterner test than Luton Town because I think Nottingham Forest they've got a squad that they've put together there, and they're competitive. They're feisty.
Maybe it's 3-1. You're right. 3-1.
Well, I got vibes of when was it Luton that signed Krul, where I had flashbacks of Tim Krul against Tottenham.
I think so.
And I was just thinking, well, there it is again. This is going to remind me of the Minister of Defense himself, Tim Howard, against Belgium in the 2014 World Cup, with a record 22 saves.
You think it's going to be that bad?
Matt Turner is going to absolutely stonewall that goal.
Okay.
Shot.
Got it.
We are eating.
I will say both are correct of what you were thinking. Do you think it'll be that bad? Yes. Matt Turner is going to get peppered, but he's blocking everything.
I don't know.
This is the Dean Henderson prediction before Dean Henderson gets on Crystal Palace. Next week, Palace is going to be shut out. That's all I was going to be talking about. Chelsea are winning this game. Sure. Yes, would be tougher than Luton Town. Yes.
I mean, you commented that Forest should have beaten Manchester United last weekend.
Yes,
they were up,
Manchester United.
And you think that Chelsea is significantly better than Manchester United?
Yes.
Interesting.
You think your manager with hair is better than Baldy?
Yes.
I don't know.
The Eredivisie invasion of the Premier League that's working so well. Yes.
They've got some issues. I could tell you that. I have seen that firsthand, and I watched it with my own eyeballs. They've got some midfield issues. Mount is not it.
Mount's injured. He's not going to be playing.
Mount can't stay healthy.
We'll talk about Manchester United shortly. Don't worry. We got words for Manchester United. Don't you guys fret.
I'm here for him.
Okay, so Brad's super confident. I'm less confident for Chelsea, which probably means they're going to probably win 3-1, and I'm expecting Forest to put up something. All right. I want to talk about the team that has the hardest first 4 games of the season. Started at home against Aston Villa, went away to Manchester City, hosted Liverpool, and now has to travel across the entire country to get to the South Coast to play Brighton. I'm talking, of course, about Newcastle United.
5 hours in the car.
Okay, that if you talk to the English people, that's a very difficult drive. Okay, they have a hard time. They'd have a hard time getting from DC to New York. But us Americans are used to vast distances. But if you ask the English people, it's a very difficult trip from Newcastle to Brighton. Okay.
Okay.
They also don't drive.
I I mean, I would imagine that there is a train you could take from Newcastle to the South Coast, but I would imagine that most of them are driving from Newcastle down.
I'm assuming they're flying. Yeah, I'm assuming the fans are driving. I'm assuming
the team.
Newcastle's
Yeah,
flying.
the team is absolutely flying. I'm talking about the fans.
Yeah, the fans are probably driving.
They got that Saudi money. They're flying Royal King Airline or whatever it is. They got an Airbus 380 for 22 people. They got a jumbo jet out there. They got way more plane than they need now. Actually, they got that 747 the Prince of Saudi Arabia bought 20 years ago and put 800 miles on it, and then they just decided to go decommission it. Have you guys heard that story? It's for a different time, but check out the Prince of Saudi Arabia 747 if you're really interested.
But okay, wow, you took us right back to that forest of irrelevance.
I'm just saying, it's a crazy story.
So Brighton, Newcastle for their fourth toughest match, coming off of a heartbreaking, terrible loss to Liverpool at home.
Do you say it's a terrible loss because of the context around how they lost? Because they were 10 men against 11?
Yes.
Okay.
10 against 11,
with the
up
lead.
a goal.
At home.
At home.
Okay.
You should never give that up.
Yes. That should, like,
you're actually like
dominating the ball. That
Liverpool
shouldn't be
is good. Okay. Anyway,
I get that.
This is a
I'm not
conversation
mad at
for another
Liverpool.
time.
You have another player on the field than they do. You should not give that up ever.
Okay.
Joel will tell you that.
Of course, Joel will tell you that. I'm just pointing out that Liverpool. So I agree with you. The context is important in that result.
Yes.
But Liverpool, if you just look at it in a vacuum, Liverpool against Newcastle, like that's not just like a guaranteed win for Newcastle.
These are professional players, in the words of Shannon Sharp when getting criticized by his professional coach when he was playing for the Broncos about not being able to get open. He said, "Coach, the other guys get paid too."
Okay, so
the defense gets paid too. So you act like Liverpool was those three professional Japanese guys against the 100 kids in the funny meme where they're just passing around all these 100 kids. It's like.
Okay, but let's look at the teams.
Newcastle get paid too, man.
I get it.
They're
but,
professional players.
Sure, but let's look at Chelsea lost points against West Ham. They dropped all points against West Ham. West Ham were down a man. Arsenal dropped points against Fulham. Fulham were down a man. And now Newcastle have dropped points against Liverpool, and Liverpool were down a man. So it's like, I don't know. It's just it's not as cut and dry as it should be. Anyway, all right. I apologize. Newcastle, Brighton. Brighton started super hot. They were cruising, and then they ran up against David Moyes and the boys last week, and they cooked them. So what do we expect from Brighton? Are we expecting kind of like return to form? But this is a much sterner test against a Newcastle team that's very good.
So is it necessarily return to form or return to getting goals? Because I don't necessarily West Ham, their game is counterattacking. They're going to eat every single bit of pressure they can, hit it up to Bowen, go score a goal with Antonio, right? That's the plan, right?
Certainly, yeah.
So I think a West Ham result in a vacuum isn't necessarily something it's a bad loss for Brighton and they should have won it, but Newcastle's not going to play that way. I think this is a very up and down game.
You 4-3 or something lots of goals.
Yeah, it might. There's gonna be a lot of shots. I don't know because Newcastle's defense hasn't been amazing this year, but they've also been playing against the best team. So
I think the fun matchup of this evening is going to be Matoma versus Trippier, the best right back in the world, as Joel would say. And Matoma's carved everybody on earth.
Yeah,
that he's gone up against. He is a carver.
He's a dribbling machine. Homie wrote a paper on dribbling.
Yeah. And
did he really?
And the pen,
yes.
the pen caught fire when he was writing it. No, that's going to be really interesting. And I was saying it in jest because of Joel's comment this week, but that's going to be a really fun matchup because Trippier is really good and Matoma is really good.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun because he's going to be attacking him head on. So,
all right.
Agreed.
Do Do you want to know what the name of the paper is?
Sure.
Google Man is back this week.
That's a fair point.
His thesis was on research on information processing of the attacking side in 1v1 football situations.
All right, could you copy and paste that into our Google Doc? Because that's going to be the title of this video.
Yeah.
Got it. Appreciate it, Brad. And maybe a condensed version, because that's an insane title. Maybe we'll drop the report.
This was at his college, at wherever he did.
Oh, I just Googled what it was. School of Physical Education, Health and Science, Football Coaching Studies.
Can you tell me the university, please?
Wait,
no, probably in Japan.
Were these for coaching badges?
Okay, well, they still have universities there.
I know, but I don't know.
He doesn't want to have to pronounce it. He doesn't want to have to pronounce it. He's worried about
Nagasaki, Okinawa. We can start throwing out.
All right.
Prominent cities that would have universities.
The big one this weekend. The big one. Two of the most heated. These two teams hate each other. It's Arsenal, Manchester United from the Emirates, Sunday afternoon, 11:30 on the East Coast. Should be a good one.
You want to bring up the ref? Is there a United ref? Is there Manchester ref?
Well, to be fair, all the refs are from Greater Manchester, so that's kind of a wash. But it's Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor is the ref.
Oh, let's go! He had a good game against when he ref for Chelsea. So let's see.
We've been telling you he's the best Premier League ref.
Michael Oliver.
It's Oliver or Taylor.
Look, I wanted to make sure that I did say that, because I have my agenda against Anthony Taylor, so I don't know if I did say it that week, but if I did, I'm repeating it. He had a good game with that Chelsea Liverpool game. Very well reffed. I do have his university, by the way.
Okay, you going for it?
I'm going for it. The University of Tsukuba.
Okay, that's good. Solid.
I couldn't tell you where it's from.
Tsukuba.
I was going to say, I feel like I could spell it after the way you pronounced it. So
yes.
That's good.
All right, look at me go.
Loyal Japanese listeners, let us know. Rate Brad's pronunciation out of 10. Okay, what was your question, Sean? Do we remember? Did Brad just destroy the conversation?
Yeah, no, my question was...
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor, do you feel aggrieved?
Don't care.
Don't care.
I mean, he's had some stinkers against us in the past, not enough for me to remember. I feel like he had a stinker against us when we played against Tottenham one season. But, I mean, I don't care about referees. Referees don't win or lose games. It's what happens on the...
It's inconsequential to me who the referee is.
It should never get to that point.
Brad's the only one that cares. They all referee relatively well. You get screwed sometimes. You don't get screwed sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes Romero's hand is shoulder high and gets hit, and you don't get a penalty. Sometimes sometimes a ball hits a armpit in the Champions League final, and you do get a penalty call. So
sometimes Romero scissor kicks somebody and gets a yellow card.
Or doesn't get any card.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's crazy. No, I'm expecting a good one here. I would really, if you want to hear my detailed thoughts about Arsenal and their form and formation, check earlier this week, the Match Week 3 review, episode 159, because I gave a pretty detailed analysis, I think it's pretty detailed analysis of what I think is going on with Arsenal's formation. But this is a perennial, this is a big matchup in England. Arsenal have had great success against United in the last 5 years at home. I think it's been 4 wins and 1 draw, if I'm not mistaken, over the last 5 years at home against United. So that fills me with some amount of confidence. But
I think there's a loss in there. But
I don't think. So going back to our couple of things we talked about, Manchester United, and what we talked about last episode with Arsenal, and how that related to Tottenham. When we beat United, we exploited Casemiro because I don't know who they're going to replace Mount with. Mount was leaving him on an island, and overloading the midfield the way we did left Casemiro looking his age.
Well, who did they play against? Let's look. I can't remember. I would imagine it'll be McTominay against Arsenal. That's my initial gut. But who did they play against?
That's probably going to help them if they play McTominay.
So they played Christian Eriksen against Nottingham Forest.
Well, he's a little bit more crafty, so I don't think he's going to leave. Yeah, because Bruno's going to be the one to float forward.
It was a 4-2-3-1 with Eriksen, Casemiro pivot.
Okay, yeah. Bruno would be the one to go forward. So Eriksen's going to be the one. Eriksen won't leave him on an island. But that's what they kept doing, and we kept exploiting.
Yeah, but does Eriksen have the capabilities to against Arsenal, against a little bit of it's a step above Nottingham Forest, if I can be so bold as saying that. I think the question is, will they be able to cope with, will Eriksen be able to deal with the pressure, I guess? The Arsenal is going to exert on the defense.
This would be your game to play ESR. This would be the one. Because you get Casemiro pulled out of position, and then you can move it over to Odegaard one-on-one. Eriksen's not going to be able to handle that without help.
I don't disagree.
That pulls defenders.
That's a good theory when you think about when you're in ball possession, but then you also have to remember that Manchester United are a significantly dangerous team. You have to be concerned about Manchester United and their ability to score goals. So I think you have to respect them more than playing 2-10s against them. I think I would play. I still think my formation of Thomas Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in the midfield is the best against this United team.
Yeah, I like to see Declan higher up, meeting Bruno when he gets the ball instead of giving him space.
Yeah, that would be pretty smothering. That would be really smothering.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what you would do with Declan in this game. So.
But let's not kid ourselves. It's going to be Thomas Partey at right back, Kai Havertz at the left 8, and
yes,
it's going to be sadness.
Yes.
So let's not kid ourselves.
But hey, don't forget though, there's going to be a tornado down the right side for United, and that's it. So Havertz should be okay.
Yeah. You don't need to expect a lot of defensive prowess out of Havertz on the left.
Because we don't need to worry about Antony.
Defensive left, yeah. Because
Antony's a joke. Yeah. I think that's the weekend. I think it should be a good one. A couple other good games that we didn't really touch on, didn't have enough time. We got Liverpool hosting Aston Villa. That should be a fun one. And then Vincent Kompany and Burnley hosting Spurs.
I was going to say.
It'll be interesting.
Turf Moor Sean versus White Hart Lane Sean.
Yo, why didn't we think about this until right now? The duality of a man. Well, this could have been... Oh, man, we messed up. We're going to delete this and re-record it all over. Let's just cut it and restart it, boys.
All right.
Yep. You got to splice it in. Just splice it in.
Spend 30 minutes on Burnley versus Spurs because that's the only game that matters.
It is.
Oh, man.
Wait. Instead of cutting this is a bonus episode.
We're definitely not doing that, Brad. No. Bonus episode. Who is this guy? He's gone for a week, and he acts like he can come in here and dictate the recording schedule. You guys should get on him on Twitter and tell him how annoying that is. That's at KSBradG. Down below, that's at Whitehart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at Redcard_Radio on at least X and and Instagram, maybe somewhere else. Who knows what Brad's doing? But check back next week as we will commiserate together as the international break begins and have to be sad about that.
Don't we have kit reviews? International break. We did kit reviews last season.
Kit reviews.
Kit reviews.
Interesting.
We did talk about a tennis ball.
It's
the best looking tennis ball you've ever seen.
I got the cleanest one of the group.
We'll see. Disagree. Hard disagree.
Disagree.
Okay. There we got a lot of emotions
We're
about this.
We're going to be fighting next week. Let's go.
All right. I guess you definitely want to check back in. And we will see you next week, I guess, for kit reviews. But until then, have a good one and enjoy some football this weekend. Take care.